All right, it's the first day of 100K at 100% ROI in 100 days. In this episode, we're going to talk about a problem that happened late last week, and we're going to do a ton of sourcing, and I'm going to be showing you a lot of what my VA has been purchasing. And before we continue any further, I want to give a shout out to my free Discord that the link is down in the description if you want to be connecting with other Amazon sellers. We have a lot of other eBay to Amazon sellers in there, so check it out. And without further ado, let's get into the episode. All right, so I'm going to take you through some of my best sales and worst sales. This first sale was in the baby category, 44K in baby. We sold it for $450. We purchased for $112, $291 profit. And the best part about this is that we have several more of these. This is 260% ROI. Super happy with that. And here's the 𝗖cie_PA. And the next one is a modem in the computers and accessories category, 13K in that category, 266 sale price, $105 buy cost, $131 profit. And the best part is that we sold two of these. And here's the 𝗖cie_PA on that one. And the last best sale was this book that I actually thrifted and sold for $250. We got it for free, so that's $203. For some reason, it shows that I need approval, but I actually sold this item. Here is the 𝗖cie_PA on that one. And the best way to show you the most amount of losses that I've had recently is to show you all of the items that I am having to write off as a loss because either they didn't get to the prep center or they were broken. In this case, I had just recently gone through my prep center entries and there were several items that were just completely lost or expired, like this beauty item, for example. $20 write-off, a medical device that I wasn't able to sell that I thrifted, $13 written off, $20 on a purchase that seems lost. There was a big office product for $262 that was never shipped to my prep center. There was a $138 Logitech keyboard that seems lost. I got shorted a vacuum cleaner because I purchased 3 and they sent 2 for some reason, and it's past the return date, so I can't do anything about this. And there was another $45 item lost. So that's over $600 in losses. Thankfully, that doesn't happen every week or all the time, but I do end up having anywhere between $400 and sometimes up to $1,500 of losses like this every single month. But that just comes with the territory of selling anywhere between 55 and 80K a month on Amazon FBA. Just stuff does fall through the cracks every once in a while. So the issue that was happening last week was that my profit and loss was showing way too high of numbers. And I was kind of curious about this, like, was I actually making this much profit? Because this seems a little ridiculous. So I took a look in my inventory lab as far as my accounting and FBA sales. And on this page, you're able to actually see every single sale that you had. You're able to see every single buy cost, every single net profit, every single ROI, and every single item in general. And so I was looking through these items, and there were certain items that were zero buy cost that really were online arbitrage purchases that I paid $60 for, $90 for, $150 for. And this was only happening maybe every 50 sales, but it still changed my profit enough. So I basically had to go through and reconcile everything to be sure, is it supposed to be zero buy cost or is it not supposed to be zero buy cost? Because there are cases where it should be zero buy cost. When there's a return and Amazon deems it unsellable, they are going to write off that buy cost for you already, and that's book kept. And so when you relist it, if it is sellable, it should be a zero buy cost. But in this case, a lot of these items weren't supposed to be zero buy cost, so I had to go back through and get the buy cost for all of these. That way, my profit was actually accurate. I had a scare because I thought it was going to be like, all right, all your numbers for the rest of the year have been wrong and you made $20,000 less than you thought you did, which is extremely disappointing and frustrating. In reality, it was several $1,000s instead of $20,000. I still had my best month ever last month. I ended up making around $19,000 profit, and that was after I changed these to show accurately. So really happy with how that's gone, but it was definitely a big scare. So here's an item, the fast-moving item that I sent an offer on before. They accepted the offer. We bought it for $90. We plan on selling for around $150 to $170. So depending on what we sell it for, it'll be 30 to 50% ROI. This item sells extremely quickly and should have no problems for us. So this is lower ROI item, but will sell extremely quickly. So here's an item. It's a bigger electronic item, and it is around 100% ROI. And as far as bigger, it's heavier, and it's also very expensive. On Amazon, it's anywhere between $700 and $900. And on eBay, it's around $373 right now. It's around 10 pounds and kind of a more vintage type item. But I looked at eBay and I looked at the solds, and a lot of these solds were lower than what the price is. So I did message him to try to get a cheaper price, because this is something that could have higher return rates, and I could have probably just bought it and we probably would have made money. But if there's a lot of leads out there, I do want to be extremely picky, and I want to get the best deal possible to offset that risk of having to sell this as like new instead of new, and literally just breaking even on a $400 investment. So we're going to see if he gets back to us eventually. So it looks like this young man has gotten back to us about our electronic item, and he's sending a $350 total offer. If we sell at $895, that's going to be 130% ROI, $452. If we have to sell at $700, that'll still be $78. He says, "Hi, I had another inquiry before yours asking the same. I'm sending you the same offer. I just posted this an hour ago. Thanks for the interest." I'm down to do that, so I'm going to go ahead and accept and pay. And on a bigger item like this, I'm going to use top cashback. It's what I found to be best for eBay, but around $350. All right, so we've purchased that. So that one's going to be massive. We love that high ASP. Can get a lot done with just one purchase and just one find. If we sell that at even $850, that's going to be 410 potential profit, 117% ROI. We do run the risk of a return, but most likely we'll do pretty well on this. That's just risk management. That is what we like to see. Currently unavailable. So we have one here. It's completely out of stock. The last sale was $163. There were sales up at $175, $240, and even up at $250. On eBay, it's $55. This is an item that's discontinued, and we are going to purchase this. This one's going to be $153 profit, 280% ROI. This one's absolutely amazing. Seems like a pretty rare type item at this point. Around $115K in electronics, but again, nobody's in stock, not even used. So this is just going to do very well. And here we have another one where it's currently unavailable. This one's ranked 280K in beauty and personal care. We do need to make sure that they actually match. So the last three of the UPC is 843, and we want to confirm that. We see in the picture 843. This one on eBay is $80, completely new. The last sale on Amazon was $320, and nobody's in stock. It was consistently at $300 for a while, and then they raised their price as they went out of stock. It looks like one guy had like 50 of these, and he sold out. There hasn't been more than one seller on this listing for over 2 years, and it's just kind of a rare item. This one's a complete buy. And just like that, we are cleaning up. $80 purchase, $320 sell price, $179 potential profit, 224% ROI. Looking good, happy to make that purchase. So on the health and household item that we sent an offer on, he ended up accepting. This is the 𝗖cie graph for the last year. This is for the whole time. If it goes down to that $100, we'll end up making 20% ROI. I don't find that likely. In the last year, it has more so been around 195 to 205. So if it's 195, we'll make $92, 150% ROI. And the super interesting thing about this one is that one of the last people to be in stock on this item was actually the same person who had 58 of the last item that I purchased. So he must be some big like closeout company, Amazon seller in the health and household beauty space, because that's just super coincidental. But anyways, we were able to get one for $62, should sell for around $200, $90 profit. Super happy with that one. All right, it's time to do some sourcing. So here we're checking to make sure that this variation actually sells. This is the large black variation. It gets around 34% of the reviews out of 117 sales. We're happy with that. And sometimes I also check the exact same item on eBay to make sure that it actually has a sell-through rate and that I actually am buying it at a cheap price. That way, worst case scenario, I could just sell it back on eBay for a slight profit or break even. So we went ahead and purchased that one. This is $110K in sports and outdoors. We should sell for $145. We purchased it for $50, $71 potential profit, 144% ROI. There is a small chance that this goes down to around a low of $85. If it's around $85, we'll still make around 40% ROI. So this is one where we're kind of just taking the chance that it'll probably be a higher price. All right, it's the next day, and VA's purchases have been counted, and so have mine, and we're at $11,323 in potential profit sent in and purchased for around $9,000 cost of goods. So really happy with how that's going. This is my VA's total for what she has done, and then this is the thrift that we did a little bit last week, and we're probably going to do a little bit tomorrow. All right, so we're at the end of the day, and I just want to highlight a couple of really big purchases that I was really happy with. This is the first one. We love to see the currently unavailable on the side when we click into the ASIN, because this one should be selling for around $230 when it comes back in stock, and we were able to buy 4 of them. So we purchased them for $64.50 each. Should be 121 profit each on each one, 188% ROI. And we were able to get 4 of them, so that's absolutely massive. And here's the 𝗖cie on that one. This is in patio and lawn and garden. So the next 2 were absolutely crazy, and I actually book kept it as if we were going to make less profit because they were a little bit ridiculous. I honestly, especially on this one, I don't know if we're going to actually be able to sell it at this price. But we have items here that we purchased for $12. We got 2 of them, and the lowest price right now is $272. This is a subcategory. It does have reviews, and this is the 𝗖cie. So definitely has reviews, and there is a history of people selling these, but the one person who came into stock just raised this up to $270. And so we'll see if we end up actually getting sales enough to sell through at that price, but at the very least, I do think we'll be able to sell these for a profit because we got them for so little, but that's absolutely massive, and we're definitely going to take that chance. We'll also be FBA, so we should be getting priority over this person. The next item is also in a subcategory. We were able to get 3 of these. We plan on selling for around $70, and we purchased for $11.33. So around $44 profit each, around 400% ROI on each one. We'll see how well they sell. But here's the 𝗖cie. Again, thankfully, we got these at a very, very cheap price because there is a history of these going down to around $22. So worst case scenario, they go back to $22 and we make our 50% ROI. That's not the end of the world. And best case scenario, we end up selling these for actually over $75. So very happy with this one. Now this is one that my VA actually purchased, and we plan on selling this one for around $288. We purchased it for $112 for 126 potential profit, 113% ROI. This is the 𝗬𝗶𝗶 on this one. Again, this is one where there used to be some decent supply, and there's definitely eyeballs on this one, but there's just not much stock within the last nearly 2 years. And so the price has gone up over $200 all the way up to $288. And so that should sell for a really nice profit for us. This one is in health and household. And then the final purchase I'm showing is in the computers and accessories category. This one is $15K in that category. We plan on selling for around $304, a buy cost of $131 for 134 potential profit, 103% ROI. Very happy with this one. There's only one FBA offer on this one, and here's the 𝗬𝗶𝗶. There even is potential for this to go even higher, but we purchased thinking that it's going to stay around the same price or potentially go lower, so we have space for that. All in all, we did absolutely amazing today. It's around 1,382 potential profit with 982 spend. So around 140% ROI in potential profit. Super happy with that. So there's no guarantee that these will actually sell at the price we have them listed for, but chances are a lot of these will. And so I'm super happy to be putting a lot of numbers up on the board as far as ROI and profit. And then on top of that, my VA also purchased around $800 potential profit. All in all, we've made a ton of progress today and super thankful for how this is going. Tomorrow and the day after, we will potentially be going to estate sales. They've been really good for me lately. If there's no good sale, we definitely won't go. But if there is, we're definitely going to take that and see if we can make some extra money from there. So we're going to source some flip mine for a little bit. So it looks like whoever was in stock on this sold out relatively quickly at either 119 or 115. We can purchase for 32.60, 58 potential profit, 179% ROI. We'd love to see that. This one looks like a really good lead, but I am concerned about the way the offer count continues to go back to 1. This is one I'd probably send to a more experienced friend to see what they think about this lead, specifically whether it's safe to sell or not. This one has the brand on the listing, so I would probably pass. So this is the same model number, and we're seeing that this is currently unavailable. We'll have to see if we get auto-engated in this. So this is one where it was very popular in the past at a cheaper price, and now it's very, very out of stock. And if someone desperately wants it, they can pay a lot of money for it in the few and far between times that it's actually in stock. So $285 was the last price. It's around $85, $139 profit, 164% ROI. If we can get ungated in this, this is definitely something that we would like to sell. And we were able to get auto ungated in this, so we are going to go ahead and purchase. This also looks like one that we could FBM if we wanted to. So we're going to go ahead and buy this. All right, so we're definitely happy to purchase that one, and it's successfully purchased. All right, we are back. It's been around 2 days. We've been very busy sourcing, been doing a ton of sourcing, and these are some of the highlights of what we have done so far. So we purchased this item. This is high ranked in the electronics category, but there is very low supply on Amazon. We think we could sell for around $1,000, and there's 0 FBA offers, and we purchased for $435. So that's going to be an ROI of 109%, potential profit of $472. This is the keep on that one. So we see that when people are in stock, they sell pretty well. It is possible we will have to lower this, but I do think we could get a sale at least $700 plus, so I think this will do pretty well. I am a little concerned about the drop-offs, so we will see if something goes wrong with this one. But there's so low supply of this that I would be confused as to why there's IP issues with this. This one we should be able to sell for around $120, and we got 11 of them for $60. So about $37 profit on each, 62% ROI. So in total, that's going to be over $400. Very happy with this. And here's the keep on that one. And then another one we purchased was these detectors. These are technically in a subcategory, although it's a tool. We bought these for $23.75, and we bought a lot of 20 of them. So that's going to be a ton of profit, really good ROI. Very happy with this purchase. This is the keep on that one. So these, they are technically no rank, but I've tested these before and these do sell well. So we're super happy to purchase these. So now it's time for me to check some searches and do some Flipmine sourcing. We made an offer on a pretty high-ranked home and kitchen item, and it was auto-declined. And we purchased another one of those low-ranked tool items for $60. That's going to be $32 potential profit. So we have one purchase here for 𝗖cie_𝗰𝗶𝗹. This is going to be around $31 profit. This is that very fast-moving tool that we talked about a couple clips ago. Going to be $31 profit. Pretty happy with that. Lower ROI, but that's fine. Just sent one offer, 2 offers, 3 offers, and now we're looking at other items. We're sending this offer on a really fast moving item. If they accept, it's going to be 51% ROI and $112 profit. Just needed a little bit better ROI on that one. All right, so we checked all our save searches, and that wasn't super fruitful. We found a couple things, made a couple offers, made one purchase. Usually goes better than that, but that's just how it goes. And we are also going to do some Flipmine sourcing. Now some Flipmine sourcing. So we have a really good potential lead here. There's a couple things we need to see if we can get auto-ungated, and we need to actually make sure that the item is new because it looks like it might be out of the box. It's a quantity listing, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the other eBay listings to see, kind of compare what a new in box versus open box looks like on this item. This is like $65K in home and kitchen. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get ungated in this, but we'll see if I am able to. So this one I'm not into because there is a low merch fulfilled offer at $30 that is just always there, and the offer count is going up. Although the buy box is higher, it's just too risky when the difference between the very lowest and the buy box is this much and the offer count's going up. This one I like that there are periods where it's out of stock, but like as we can see, it is a bit slow. And even here, it was in stock for $50 for over a month, and it looks like no sales have happened. So I'm just not into that. Too slow. So here's one that I think we'll purchase. This is a high-ranked toy, and it looks like it's going to sell somewhere between $80 and $100. It looks like it should do pretty well. Buy box is going to FBM a lot of the time, and so if we come in with an FBA offer, I think we'll do pretty well. It is a pretty new listing, and the offer count is increasing, so I do think we'll end up selling for more like $80 instead of the 100. If we have to sell at 58, we're going to make more like 30% ROI, which isn't the best, but we're going to take that chance that it does go up to $100. We have it here for $35.60, new in box, and we're going to purchase that. So I ended up spending some time taking a look at some of my returns from the last couple months, and boy, is that absolutely disgusting because I do a lot of returns. Unfortunately, that's just what happens when you do a lot of sales. I'd probably do more in returns than a lot of people do in sales. So basically what I did is I went through on this page, the inventory FBA returns page, and I basically took a look at every single ASIN. I put the ASIN into inventory lab ASIN profitability to actually see, okay, with this return and all the other returns, am I actually making money on these items? And I basically put all the ones where I was making too little money or losing some money because of the returns into basically like a blacklist to make sure that we don't purchase these again. One very sad return was a printer that I thrifted. I thrifted the printer for about 20 bucks and it sold for $600, which is absolutely wild. And I packed it up, and unfortunately the customer received it, and apparently like the scanner part like completely broke off. So that was a big bummer. So I lost the 20 bucks, lost more money on the return, and I'm going to lose the item. So that's a bummer, because that was going to be a lot of profit. There were also plenty of other losses that I had on these items, but that's just how it goes. And that's why we send in a lot of profit to cover those losses. And we also try to make sure that we don't, like send in an item, sell it, it gets returned, and then do the whole thing again. We want to actually make sure that we're paying attention if there are returns on the items that we purchase. And just a quick update from our searches. We sent this offer for this fast-selling beauty item. We ended up buying it for $218, and we plan on selling it for $112 profit, 51% ROI. This is a faster-moving item and lower ROI, but we are going to take that. So I had a really good weekend of sourcing, and these are some of the best things that I found. This is the first item. This item is under $500 in tools and home improvement, and there's a few variations. This one we plan on selling for $115, and we purchased for around $59.11. We were able to buy 16 of these, so that ends up being around $528 profit. Here's the keep on that one. On this one, we ended up sending a lot of very aggressive offers and ended up having at least a few people accept them. The next item is a rare video game, and the last sale on this was around $900 in new condition. There are used offers, but there have been very, very, very few new items on the market. And so if we get one, which we did, we should be able to sell it for $900. This one does feel a bit unreal because it seems like the price is way higher than what actually makes sense. But this one, we're taking a risk, and we're going to see how this goes. So we were able to get 2 copies actually. And so that will be around $500 profit on each and every single one, 200% ROI. These we're going to try to FBM just for timing and so that we have a little bit more control of the item. And it seems like there's no competition anyways, so why take the time to send it into FBA? This is the keep on that. We can see that there was circulation of this before 2020, at least a little bit, and for a lot less. So that's why this one is risky. If for some reason a ton of people decide to sell it on Amazon, the price could go down. But in the last, since around 2021, the price really has been at the very lowest $550. And this last one was $899. And a very interesting thing happened here actually as I was looking at the 𝗖𝗄. You see how there was the high price up here, and then it came way down. Amazon actually came in stock on this one for $20. And this is a rare video game. So someone got the deal of their life on this item, which is absolutely crazy. some people really pay to have keep it trackers on, and so someone made out amazing on that one. The next one also is an FBM item, and something that I'm trying to do is experiment with higher average selling price items, and that's exactly what we're doing here. This we plan on selling for $899, and we purchased for $460. That'll leave us with a profit of anywhere between $270 and $300, depending on shipping. This is also technically a video game, although this is a bit bigger. And here's the keep on that from the last couple months. Unfortunately, it looks like another seller came on this listing and the price is more at like $660 right now. And so if we have to sell at that price, we're still going to be profitable. It's just going to be a bummer because we're going to make a lot less than we thought. So I'm kind of just hoping he sells out in the next few days before we actually get this up on Amazon. But looking at the year graph, this is almost the only time that this has actually happened. And so it seems like our chances are pretty good that we should actually be able to just hold on and get a sale at the price that we're wanting here. All right, so today has really been a video game weekend. Here is another rare video game that we plan on selling for around $200, and there is evidence showing that this one will actually sell for $200 if we get a copy on the market. And we were able to purchase one for $48.65. And here's the keep on that one. Again, we have a very popular video game that was in stock for years and years, and then suddenly stock just completely goes out, and every once in a while someone comes in stock and they sell out very quickly. Although he did take around a month to sell at this price, but at this price he sold out within like 2 days. But a month for something like this, that's over 200% ROI. I'm super happy with this. We'll see how this goes. But we have a lot of room for error on this one. So this is one that is probably higher risk return rate wise, but we're still going to give it a shot. This one we plan on selling for $695. This one is more like 15 pounds and a bit bigger, and we did purchase it for $287. This item will be in a box, so that will be helpful as far as the shipping of it, but this should be around $320 profit and 111% ROI. Super happy with that, although this is a risky item as far as return rate. Here's the keep on that one. We can see that this item was in stock by Amazon at around $100 for years, and then suddenly the supply just drops out and the price just skyrockets. I wonder if people actually got sales up at that price, but people were selling anywhere between $700 and $1,000, and the price kind of stabilized at around $500 to $700 and really has stayed up there most of the time up until this day. So this one price-wise isn't super risky, but it is just a bigger item, and it's an item that sometimes has problems working, so we'll see how this goes. And last but not least, we have this detector thing in a strange subcategory that we plan on selling for around $70, and we purchased for $23.75. The cool thing about this, though, is that we purchased a lot of 20 of them. So that ends up being around $600 profit at 133% ROI. I sent these into FBA, and I had 6 of them sell in under a week, so I felt pretty confident purchasing a lot of these. And we're also going to try FBMing these, so these are going to be really simple to ship, 20 of the exact same item. I'm pretty excited for that. I'm curious if they're actually going to sell as fast as I hope they will FBM, but that's just part of the journey and why I'm excited for next episode, because we're going to be learning how to FBM, and I have done very little FBM, so we'll see how this goes. So it's early on day 7, and that is why I'm talking quietly. It's early in the morning here, but we sourced a bit over the weekend, and we also took a bit of a weekend as well. So we made some really good progress here. In total, we're at around $20,000 of potential profit sent into Amazon, and that is from around $17,000 of spend. So that's absolutely crazy. We found some amazing stuff, and I'm excited to show you guys what we found. And also with that, I decided I'm going to try a bit of FBM. We're finding a lot of stuff where I'm seeing the FBM is in the buy box, And also it's just good to have some of the inventory on hand in case worst case scenarios happen. And so I'm going to have some inventory here at home that I have more control over, and we're going to be looking for stuff that absolutely flies. That way I'm not holding on to the inventory forever. So just a reminder, this is the total of how much we've spent, excluding FBM. This is FBM purchases, and then this is my VA's spend total. So in total, it's around $20,000 potential profit and around $17,000 of spend. So over 100% ROI, around 117% ROI. Super happy with that. All right, so it's the end of the day on day 7, concluding episode 2. This is the best purchase that we had today. This is around $30K in computers and accessories. We plan on selling for $320. We purchased for $110, and we are going to sell it for $173 profit, 158% ROI. Super happy with that. Here's the keep on that one. We've sold this before, so we're super happy to get another one. We're ending this episode on $17,400 of potential profit, and we've spent $14,285. So far, we're super ahead on our ROI. We are at 122% ROI. And since we're on day 14 of the challenge, we are actually ahead on our profit goal. We should be at 14,000 potential profit, and we're at 17,000 potential profit. So very happy with the progress so far. I'm also curious to see how FBMing goes. So we're going to get to hear a lot more about that. That's going to be a lot of what next episode is probably going to be about. And if you're like me and trying new things, even like FBM, it shouldn't be that hard, is a little daunting to you, being in a group of other Amazon sellers is always so helpful. And that's why I created a free Discord that you can join and basically bounce ideas off other people like me, a lot of other really solid sellers who are doing the same business model as you. So if you're interested in that, I do have a link down in the description below. Come join us and learn from us and teach us something as well. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day and take care.